Hello everyone. I had a thought that I wanted to share with everyone on their spiritual journey right now that I think some people needed to hear. I know I needed to hear this when it came to me. And I wanted to talk about things that aren't working out for you, which is what this channel is about, because there's times the world can be against you. And all the people that talk positive and all the motivational speakers, they're always throwing out there that the world's not against you. And the world can absolutely be against you, depending on where you're at and what's going on in your life. All the sleepless nights, all the things that you're wasting time trying to make work, and it's not working. You're doing everything right. You're focusing, you're putting money into things, advertising, dates, just trying to do the right things. And things may not be working out for you because there is something stronger protecting you and guiding you. And I want us to think of the shepherd, and I want us to think of a field of sheep. And I want us to think of the sheepdog nipping and pushing at the lambs and at the sheep. And the shepherd constantly, always trying to get the lamb or the adult back on a path, because the lamb is too stupid and it's going into the rocky area and it's going to fall over into this little area where there's sharp rocks, maybe there's predators, maybe there's lots of bushes and there's going to be rattlesnakes, whatever. Or if you go too far off, the wolf's going to get you. In our ego and our pride, and society teaches us this, and there's times it's important to be strong and come up against the world, and there's times we have to find the strength in ourselves, and there's times you cannot. And we are with a herd, we are with a shepherd right now that is guiding us. Right now is not the time to be too independent and cut off from our source of being, or cut off from God. Right now, the shepherd is more than likely trying to guide you and trying to protect you. This is one reason why there's a dead end here and a dead end here. This relationship didn't work out, and this person's against you. Your life is being cleaned up right now. You're being guided and herded to the correct path. And what I mean by path is I'm not necessarily talking about spirituality, because it is meant for us to prosper. It is meant for us to have a full, luxurious life. And what I mean by luxurious is just fulfilling. I don't mean sitting around watching Netflix, having the best linen. Luxury to me is you're able to function. So I feel that for many of us, we are rebelling against the shepherd. This is why things are not working out. This is why things... And it's not a punishment. It's nothing. It's not God trying to damage you and teach you for sinning. There is a bigger danger on the other side that's out of our control, which is why earlier I brought up that sometimes we can try to be too independent and too tough. That there is a peak of our toughness, there is a peak of what we can handle. And we keep being redirected to the path. To the path to where we're saved. A path to where there is prosperity. We're fighting against I want to say fighting against the pricks. Let me give some analogies. Imagine, again, this field with all these sheep and the shepherd. You have to get from point A to point B with all these sheep. Along the way, there's mountains where there's predators, there's coyotes, maybe wolves. We have an area where there's snakes, cliffs. Okay? So you have your sheepdog and several shepherds, maybe several sheepdogs, and we are herding and keeping these sheep together. And I don't want us to think of sheep as, it's a term that's kind of abused right now. Everything's being called sheep right now. But we are a social creature. But that's not the point of this. The point of this, you got to get each individual creature, which happens to be a lamb, happens to be sheep, to point B. Okay? So when the lamb goes off the path, we pull, as a shepherd, the lamb or the sheep back on the path. Again, already said it, there's predators, the lamb can get lost, the lamb can get killed. We're pulling the lamb back on the path. And there's times when you go get the lamb and pull it back on the path, it gets scared, it gets terrified, it thinks it's being attacked, and it's not. The sheepdog pushes the sheep, nips at the heels to guide the sheep back into the herd. Think about that with our life right now. It's chaotic, it hurts, sleepless nights, we think we're under attack, and it's nothing more than a sheepdog nipping at our heels, trying to get us on the right path, because there's more danger over here and there's more problems. Right? Once there's a problem, sometimes that problem spills over into other problems. It puts us on a path out into the wilderness where we just keep getting lost and we keep switching paths. There's no end. But guess what? The shepherd found us with the sheepdog, and he's trying to herd us back into this path. It's a path that's good for us and a path that protects us. It's our path. It's our correct path. I want to give another analogy that's quite a bit different, but I can't help it. I have to do it almost on every episode. I'm going to talk about jiu-jitsu. And I'm not trying to win you over to jiu-jitsu. And I'm certainly not even trying to win you over to Christ or preach God to you. But this is, whether you believe in God or not, whether you believe in Christ or not, whether you do jiu-jitsu or not, this is how the universe works. You can learn this in Hinduism. You can learn this with Zen. This is how life works. There is a correct way to do things and an incorrect way to do things. And sometimes in our mind, we keep going way over in left field, thinking we're doing the correct thing, and we're not. But in jiu-jitsu, it's the same thing, right? A lot of people will spar and fight with each other, and when they're new, they get this thing, right? I already did a video on this where they fight hard and they spar hard and they go against the guy hard. But in jiu-jitsu, as you learn more and more, you learn that when I fight and come up against strength all the time, I get wore out, I get exhausted, I can't continue the match. And the chances of me being defeated in that state is damn near 100% chance that I'm going to be defeated. As a matter of fact, most people that lose their jiu-jitsu matches or MMA matches is because they keep coming up against the opposing strength rather than flowing with it. And the reason why I bring this analogy up is I'm going to give a position where I'm sprawled on the guy, I'm on top of the guy, okay? And I'm trying to get him in what they call an anaconda. And his arms are spread out, he's strong, and his neck is tucked in. There's strength here, I can't get in, the strength here. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want to move over to a position and find weakness. Maybe his weakness is his posture from the side. If his neck is sticking out, I have his weakness. If his arm is weak and inside, I can come in and there's a weakness there. And I want to say, the reason why I'm comparing this to the shepherd and finding the right path, it's not that we're trying to be lazy and find the path of least resistance. It's you cannot spend your whole life, everything, just coming up against things, fighting things, trying to figure it out. Yes, that is a part of life and you're going to have to deal with it. But sometimes when everything is a fight and everything is a torment, it might be us and the choices we're making and where we're putting ourselves. We might be being innocent about the situation, but we are putting ourselves in the situations that are a problem. Now we have to fight to get through it. And we need to look at and start to identify this. And pay attention that maybe the shepherd, things aren't working out because we're coming up against too many things that really is beyond our strength, beyond our control, and really is not healthy for us. Because no matter how tough you are, if you keep coming up against that, it's going to exhaust you in life. Which is why I bring up the jiu-jitsu analogy. If I'm going to fight this guy's neck, and fight his posture from the front, and fight his posture from the side, I am going to exhaust and wear myself out. And eventually, yeah, I'm a tough guy and I got lots of endurance, but it's going to start wearing me down, which is why we find ourselves in a situation right now that we cannot handle or function or deal with anything because we have exhausted our resources internally fighting all the time, fighting the strength instead of using the strength against the situation. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. The point is to find the correct path. And you don't even have to find it because the shepherd is pushing you on the path that if you stop for a moment and take a deep breath, take a step back and look at maybe the reason why things are so tormenting right now is it is the sheepdog nipping at your heels, getting you back on this path. Have a little bit of faith, and it's okay to give up on a few things. It's okay when I'm trying on this guy, everything is strong here, to give up this and go to a different position over here where maybe there's a little bit of give and I can knock the guy down. It's okay that the shepherd pulls you back on the path where there's not so many jagged rocks, possibly rattlesnakes, warming themselves in the sun that will just bite you out of fear. So I want you to think about this tonight when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning tormented and you're losing sleep. Just take a deep breath. Have some faith that comes from inside that this is the shepherd pulling you back into this path. It's not working out over here because it's not the right thing. There's something better for you over here. You also might be being protected. So, thank God that you are such a special individual that the angels, God, the spirits are taking their time to torment you a little bit to pull you into something better, because not everybody will have this gift because they just don't have ears to hear or eyes to see, or they do not have that thing to offer. I did a video a while ago that insulted quite a few people that I said, unfortunately, for God to use you, you have to have something to offer. It is the truth. It is the truth. If you are being tormented right now, it's probably because you do have something to offer. That's why you're going through this. So, rest assured, just let the shepherd, just follow the shepherd Quit going to the jagged rocks. Quit trying to fight the guy's neck if it's tucked in. Okay? This is not how we're going to win in life. And let's take that out. Let's take that out. We don't need to win at life. We need to be, we need to walk, we need to be in the moment. Anyways, hope this helps some of you. If you like this video, if you found value in it, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment if you want to leave a comment about disputes. Everybody does that on social media. I don't do that here. I will probably delete the comment if you want to argue or dispute stuff. There's other channels that they love to argue and dispute. It's starting to become a big thing where every single person on the planet has to have debates. I believe in debates. Debates are important, whether you guys like it or not. But there's too much of that. We have debates over and over and over again, and everyone's debating about the same thing. At the end of the day, when we are all dead and in the grave, the debates mean literally nothing. So go out and enjoy the sunshine. Take your debate and just stop it for a moment and just enjoy breathing. Anyways, thank you again.